Could somebody please tell me why I'm in the Chicago Police Department? You see these particular tags, these police department, how they got the little bathrooms and shit. And I'm just confused about why. I'm here at a housing buyer's course that they let them have in the police station, but as soon as I got here, I realized you see around my eyes, the light in my skin, just the light and the dryness of my lips from smoking weed and stuff is just literally just got all this from. You can look at my skin, the marks. You see, this police station literally my identical twin and saying it's me. He stole it from me. I don't understand how it's know the whole still resolved cobalt, the pistols, the guns, the hoes, and still all that from my shit growing up. You know the little hoes at Walgreens, the little shells, bro. They on that. That's literally between my eyes, the cream in my skin, mixed as fuck. But on the other side of my screen, how I look at you, that's literally my hoes growing up. Guns and stuff from her, Glocks literally from her pistols, all type of shit. Sawed off and pull the thumb out from just the cheek areas. The clip, from her under chin area, for when they hit that clip on the bottom of the thing, pull it revolve back to be your dimples. You know what I'm saying? That just took a whole black and mortar, a whole hard. So that shit was soft as skin, bro. It don't know through how many, pores of like the periodic elements. Don't know how I got F in science and math on those years for every grade. Because it's just like they stole that from me too, just to find out what the fuck. So that's the tricks, but my brain listen to them talk, everything's coming out their mouth. They put a slip down on the button, or the button, or eye slit, just show a button. But all this shit is missing personally alone. Just the silence, I smell embryo. Who's the embryo? My son. I remember my OG, don't know who the fuck she is on that level of shit. You looking from up here, you talking from right here, we got how many different levels? How many different colors? Okay, look at the ash in your skin, snow. I can tell you this rock by hand, so I just took how many rods? These them chicken bones, Jordans for the Jordan knobs, the hands, slip the hands on. These are actually curves, city curves, the slits in my hands, the cave in. Shit ain't supposed to be like that caved in because motherfuckers caved my shit in. I can tell you that same cave in is sitting down there, but these still inmates, whole Navy Marine inmates. Housing buyers classes. In the police station, house suspicious. As part of the police station is me. They just took a whole bag. They gave me lunch with aluminum foil all in them. This little remind me on some disrespectful shit. Please do not tune into no Facebook, nothing for no high housing buyers classes. Because these motherfuckers is not even legal, bro. Tissue. About insurance and signing documents and papers. Like how many keys you done ran through, how many bullets still men's penis dick on hard. Still my shit, whole side of my shit, so I got a whole dog tag. Damn near ancient as fuck, they just been shitting on. It's a whole pregnant woman's stomach, the whole neck and choke like this, she's just a whole neck. All the hell teeth. So this police station is like, I went and asked the lady in front, like, man, I'm realizing this police station was something missing and stolen from me, thinking I was on cancer, tweaking the cork or some shit. For real though. Stole this motherfucker from me, yeah, how long ago? I be smelling it, G. Like, you be at the crib sitting down, someone just use a whole founder onto a police station. I feel like bumblebees or wasps with a fucking hive that's probably you fucked up with the flesh on you. But this shit look, tires in my skin, bro. They're this deal, weird ass shit. So let me know, G, cause even these screws be on tip of my nose, whole nose, whole balls. They just robbed me for over trillions of dollars, bro. And it's still on resources, the periodic resources that still us born and raised. They would never tell you that. All those keys, I'm sitting up in some home buyers class on some keys and shit, bitch. Them already took how many keys from me, bro? And that key, how many keys? That's the pen when you sign the pen. The point of the pen, so I just took the natural earring out the ear. Out the nose. Natural earrings out the ear. You know what I'm saying? So all my pen tips, the little gold pen tips, it's actually her earring to her nose, bro. See the gold in her skin. You know what I'm saying? So she how many different tones, but they robbed the whole rainbow. All this is still missing person, G, missing inmates. Still be whole knuckles, the whole slit in your hand. You know what I'm saying? Your teeth, look at this, your teeth, right here got the teeth is made. That shit is amazing. It's this whole power. You could look around this place and just find parts of your body, G. From the fucking day, bro. From the fucking day of the crib, when the crib was it's a crib behind me, bro. Right here, all on. For Rod the temple and broke into a crane, little teeth. See another slices? I just slice your shit, man. Slice your shit, G. The ones that's on the floor, this is the ones out the neck, like this. The ones on the floor, that's what I got to my OG hand, bro. Every day her shit be blazing. You can tell she got rusty nails, just hinge on her shit, bro. And this is how I live. This is how I have a toilet bowl with chicken wing and the highway thing. So they been frying on the chicken wing from just this part of the hand right here, her cheek, her and I'm lying about it, bro. I know my mama's sick of living in this country, walking fucking around here doing people. You know, people up in there like fucking termites, bro, like maggot ass termites, bro. And I'm always up in there roasting the foods that just brought food in, bread and shit, bread. That's my whole leg, hoagies and shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit's illegal. Who on that motherfucking sandwich, yo? I'm the same person sitting up in that motherfucker. All that other shit, bro. I'm not gonna lie, these people are fraudulent as fuck. That's what this shit, and that's me just the whole thing on the whole flipper right here. Whole cheek right here. Look, whole cheek right here. Look at the skin, how the skin look just a mess. It's a high. Look how I look, and this people is coming out her shit, bro. It's toilet, bro. Look at that shit. Telling me Chicago police ain't bogus, bro. I got how many settlements, how many lawsuits I'm calling out every day about shit like I'm talking about, bro. They be ignored, bro. This place is bogus. College lots. Lakefront. You know, so this on lakefront. Gotta remember the order to this shit, bro. But look, this be my whole finger. Tell me I ain't got a lawsuit police. Look at these screws. These screws still just on the nose, bro. Broke into a hole in the nose. So it's like a pig. Look how it look. Bro, the day I was born, don't think that wasn't at no fucking funeral that somebody else died and some other shit was going on. When I tell them this marriage, these are stars. But these stars that was in the sky. Still on these walls. You see, they took them from the walls. I guarantee I was born in this motherfucker too, just off the creators, the light. Same with my shit that's in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? A whole earpiece on hook. Whole ear, that's the hook. Whole penis. This is a whole boy's penis. From pinky finger, nigga. It's a whole hook. Look. My son, dude. I never tell you, they just robbed the fuck out of me.
A lot of homes are being bought that are already renovated, that there's some remodeling done. You want to make sure that you see the permits from that home, okay? Because when a lot of times the renovators or remodelers go in, a lot of times they're doing this work under the radar, and there's no permit that says that they have the right to do that work, and then you wouldn't get credits for it. If something happened, you just sort of stuck. So you want to look for permits unless you just don't care. When the attorney come in, we'll talk to her about that.
Yes, very good point. That's going to get you more discounts on the insurance side too, depending on the carrier if they ask for that, right? Some don't care, some do, okay? But that's one way, again, to get a better rate is to have upgraded stuff like that on your home. Burglar alarms, fire extinguishers, and smoke alarms, I generally just hit the checkbox anyway for you guys, okay? And then raising your deductible. So pre-pandemic, $1,000 was about normal for a home policy to have a deductible. Post-pandemic, the average is $2,500, okay? Now, State Farm is doing what we call a 1% deductible, okay? 1%. 1%. I've seen 2%. And even Farmers Insurance has a 5%. What is that? It's a fluctuating deductible based on the valuation of your home. So if you have a $400,000 home, 400,000 times 1% is 4,000. 400,000 times 2% is 8,000, and so on. Okay, so that's a lot of money for a deductible, right? Well, they know that. They don't want you to make small claims. They want you to only file when big things happen and put the more responsibility on us as consumers, okay? So when you're looking at your quotes, ask your agent, are you giving me a flat rate deductible? Flat rate deductible, or are you giving me a percent deductible? Because flat rate means it's going to be $2,500 or $2,000 or whatever it is, no matter what, right? And then for a percent is going to be based off of valuation, and it could fluctuate because what if happens if the cost went up to 520? Like up here, remember the cost went up. So then 520 times 1% is 5,200, right? You thought it was going to be this, but now it's this. And then guess what? You're mad, right? So, but like there's companies, you know, Big Red, they're making everybody do these 1% deductibles, okay? But raising that, again, like I said, puts more responsibility on you, and that brings the rate down. And then the last part is multi-policy discount. So bundling your auto and home together, auto home life, auto home retirement, or you give the company the lower the rate is, okay? Now, yeah, you did it. We're almost at the end. You got your home insurance company, right? You got your agent. Everything's looking good. Now who pays the policy, right? This is a question that you're gonna ask the vendor. Hey, am I paying this out of my own pocket where the buyer pays directly? Or is escrow gonna pay for this, right? And sometimes, I've seen it too, where the buyer pays the first year, but then the second year is escrow. It's kind of a mix of both, right? So have that conversation as who is going to pay this? Am I paying this, or is escrow going to pay this, okay? So great job, you did your due diligence, you got what we call hazard insurance. It's again required by the state of Illinois to protect the dwelling, its extensions, the medical, personal property, liability, you're insured, right? The bank's going to do their due diligence and put PMI, which is, you know, the private mortgage insurance, on your policy, on your home, right? So if you default on your policy or your home, they're gonna, you know, kick that in, right? So why not you do the same? They did it, right? They're insuring your interest, your purchase. Why are you not protecting your asset through a term life policy? Okay, I get clients that call me that they protect the watch and the jewelry and the phones and the guns and the art and the home and the cars, but we never protect ourselves. And we are our best asset, not that home, okay? Because without you, there will not be that home, right? Okay, so we gotta look into how much can I get based off my age, gender, and health for a life insurance policy. You can get something super affordable that's a term policy to protect the mortgage so that your family will still live there if you pass away. And then, again, there's worksheets you can do with your agent, because when it comes to your family, we don't want to guess on what you need, right? But an acronym that I do in my head right away, I can, on the fly, is called DIME. D-I-M-E. Okay, DIME. And if I fill that out in my head, I can figure out an estimation of what you need, okay? The difference between term and whole life, I'm gonna fly through this because we're at the end, okay? Basically is term pays for a certain amount of years. I use that the most for my mortgage policies, right? For protecting for 15-year mortgages or 30-year mortgages. I'll do a term policy. I've also done it for like student loans, for kids that have student loans. It only covers the cost of insuring you as a person. So like 44-year-old male, Latino of descent, 5'10", 400 pounds, right? So that is called the cost of insurance, right? There's no other bells and whistles to it. And it goes from point A to point B, right? It's just like car insurance. They protect you from point A to point B. And if you're driving and you don't crash, what happens? Nothing, right? But you pay them money to protect you. Same thing with term. If you don't die, nothing happens. But whereas if you drive and you crash, the auto insurance does pay. Same thing, if you die during a term policy, it does pay. But it has to be between the point A and point B time, from 1 year to 15 years, or 1 year to 30, okay? It makes it affordable because there's no bells and whistles. Whereas whole life is a permanent policy that's gonna last your whole life. Ooh, verbiage there, right?
That's past life.
So covers covers the cost of insurance, right, of like age, gender, and health, but it has bells and whistles attached to it, so it makes it a little bit more money. But the benefit to that is that whatever the premium is, that's gonna be the premium forever, it won't change. But one of the things that the policy does do, a little bit better, is that it pays for your cash value, pays management fees, cost of insurance and taxes, but then part of it goes into an account, like a sub-account, and it grows, like a savings account, okay? That's called cash value. And when the pandemic hit and my spouse lost her job, guess what? I went into my cash value account and pulled out money and said, I'm gonna borrow against my policy, and I used that money to get us through the pandemic, okay? You can take the money out and buy a car or put purchases through, whatever you need to do, okay? So that's why I love whole life, but I'll sell you whatever you need. But remember this piece, life insurance endowed wealth where there wasn't any. And I think that's important for us to remember as a community. We have a 400-year setback compared to our brothers, per se, okay? You follow me? And that's why life insurance is important for all of us to make sure that if something happens, that we leave our kids something so we can get them out of this loop-de-loop, okay? Also, if you want to dive even deeper than that, life insurance can be used as a retirement vehicle because there is no pensions left anymore. Social Security would be going out the door, right? And now we're left with 401ks and IRAs. And those are tied to the market, and when you have the buffoon in the house making the market go up and down, what's that do to your IRA and your 401k? It goes up and down. That's why it's important to have a life insurance policy that's stable and guaranteed, and you can pull the money out at retirement and use it as another way of avenue of income, okay? It also saves on taxes, because let's say you get to retirement and you have so this is all hypothetical, you take $100,000 out of your 401k, you're gonna pay 22% tax on that, right? But if you split it up, instead of taking out money from your 401k, you split it up, you're only paying half the tax because life insurance is tax-free. So it's not giving the government too much money, okay? So I really hope that you enjoyed the home insurance portion of today's presentation, a little bit of that life stuff at the very end. So I've delivered life insurance checks to clients before, so I know that the need's there, and it's very important, okay?